bano abatuvuma nabo osalawo okubalwana ate bo batiitiizi nnyo. Mujjukira one man army gye nalonkinga ku Twitter wiki 2 zokka nga basenze buse, because nagamba nti abatwogerako ebyobulimba ffe tujja kuboogerako amazima. So those who tell lies about us, let's tell the truth about them. Amazima gonga ina kubanga ne fayiro zaabwe ezimu ziri mu ofisi yange, naye olw'obuvunaanyizibwa oluusi mbasonyiwa, naye tubalabule era mbalabula ogusembayo mwabanjogerako ebyobulimba. Ngenda kwogera amazima agabakwatako ate temukaaba kubanga amazima go tugamanyi programu zammwe.
In 2015 I fell very sick and my death was announced. 2014 I had also been very sick and I was taken to Nairobi by friends, not the government of Uganda. Actually, the government of Uganda has never even bought me a Panado. That is the truth. All I got was a helicopter ride, a UPDF helicopter. This story is important because thereafter, the national woman leader, the Honorable Maxensia Nachibuka Tachirambule, called me and told me, Mr. President, we have seen you in photographs. You are not looking very well. We are told that you are just in your house, waiting for visitors who go around talking about your imminent death. Twagala kutwalako out g'abakyala ba DP. So they took me to a restaurant. Max was there, Hajati was there, and of course the secretary of the Women's League, Nachanja, was there, and a few others, but that was the core. We went and ate good food and we danced. I had a great time because I was the only man there. There were flukers hanging around, but they were not given a lot of attention. I think the media, you may have to find a better position like here.
That is the better position for them, according to their cameras.
Anyway, this is the president of DP advising you to move. Because I can also move. So do I move or do you move?
You guys are unserious.
You know, I don't see you doing it in church. Do you go and cover the priest? You find a position so that you allow. That's what we call discipline, and that's what we need in Uganda. Everybody wants to argue with the rules. Rules are negotiated. Anyway, I want to thank the women of DP for being the bedrock of support for our leadership. I know many of you have been attacked for supporting me. Mwesibye ku Mao, kati mwina okwesiba kwani? Mwina kwesiba ku president.
temwesibye ku Mao, mwesibye ku president w'ekibiina. Enkya mujja kwesiba ku president omulala. And that is okay. Ate mugambye mwe mutuzaala ffenna. Mwe mutuyonsa. Muyonsa Gabbi. Muyonsa ba Uganda Matters. Muyonsa abayaaye. Muyonsa ababbi b'amabaati. Muyonsa buli omu. Muyonsa ba president, ba general, ba pickpockets. So a woman's womb is enough for everybody. I have never forgotten the love the women of DP have shown me in good times and bad times. You have been there for me.
As I talk now, I'm also the Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs of Uganda. Many of you have been trying to reach out to me. For most of you, I have told you, nkyali mukwenyweza. In our village, when you bring a new he-goat in the compound, it must first move all over the compound so that its stench covers the entire compound for all the other goats to know that there is a new he-goat in the compound. You know the stench of a he-goat. Women don't like it. Before they buy goat's meat, they ask, is it a he-goat? When you have got a new office, you must first take charge. So I needed to take charge. Remember, this is the first time I've joined the cabinet of Uganda. I want to tell you, the first day I arrived in cabinet, I did not even know that lunch was served for ministers. It was the Minister for Kampala, Hajat Minsa Kabanda, who noticed at around 4 p.m. that my sugar level had gone down because I had not had breakfast. I went very early. I think I was among the very first. The cabinet secretariat staff took my bag, took me right in front. Of course, the Minister of Justice is a senior minister. I want to report to you that I was warmly welcomed. Warmly welcomed by people who have been in NRM for very long, but who are not even senior ministers. They are ministers of state. They respected me and welcomed me because they respect their leader and the decisions their leader makes. Many of the NRM have not seen the cooperation agreement, even SEC members. I have not heard a member of the SEC of NRM going to the radio or TV telling the president, who is their party chairman, why did you sign this? They trusted his judgment. But in the Democratic Party, there's something called Mulengera. I think it is a culture, because I see them even doing Mulengera on Kabaka. If we are going to be a serious society, we must know where we say what. There are matters that you discuss in your bedroom. There are matters that you discuss in the sitting room. There are matters that you discuss in the compound. Then there are things for the marketplace. Many of our DP leaders, matters of our house, they want to discuss it in Owino Market. That is why, after Gulu, we announced a program called Return to Order. Those who are disorderly will find it very difficult to rise in the leadership of DP. I keep telling them that the man they are insulting, namely Dr. Gerard Siranda, is the one who must sign the letter inviting you to the delegates conference. And if you don't have a letter with his signature, you will not be welcome. And there are many reasons why you may not be invited. The party has a constitution. The party has organs. The organs can meet and overrule the party president legitimately. And the president will have no choice but to accept the decision of the organ. But in DP, even when we elected a candidate for Iyala, who won narrowly, proving that it was a very hotly contested election, still party members were not content. They kept on agitating. Democracy is ruled by the majority. And the majority is expected to be reasonable. I want to assure you, colleagues, we are the majority of the party. We have those who have minority views. We respect them. And we try to be as reasonable as possible. There are many things we could have done. But as one of the philosophers said, of all manifestations of power, restraint impresses men most. If you are muscular, big and strong, with the ability to beat up somebody smaller and weaker than you, but still you don't beat them up, that is true power. There are people in our leadership who are only chairing district branches, but the way they harass their members, dismissing them, terrorizing them, what if they became presidents of the party? I invite all DP members to realize that we have a constitution. That constitution is for all of us, and I did not draft it. I found it here. Many people want to use laws only when it is convenient. And when it does not convenience them, they want to break it. There is a book by a man called Robert Bolt. It is called A Man for All Seasons. There was an argument between a man called Sir Roper and the Chancellor of the Kingdom of England, called Thomas More. And Thomas More said, Mr. Roper, the law is the law. Even if the devil wants to use the law, you should allow the devil to use the law. And Mr. Roper said, if I'm pursuing the devil, I will cut down every law in England until I get the devil. Sir Thomas More then asked him, and what if the devil turns on you and now you are the one running? Will you not need the law to defend you against the devil? When we signed the cooperation agreement, true, there were lots of misunderstandings. Some people thought we had received money and sold the party. Why do you want to reduce DP to the size of Norbert Mao? DP is such a big party. DP does not depend on an individual leader. In 1972, our president was slaughtered in cold blood during Idi Amin's regime. the party remained. Probably DP is the only party that can remain should I not wake up tomorrow. There are many parties. If their presidents do not wake up tomorrow, that may even be the end of the party. So why is it that we are spending a lot of time not to draw the line between Norbert Mao and DP? Norbert Mao is DP, Norbert Mao is human. DP is DP. I am not the party. I want to state here that we have tried our best to explain what the cooperation agreement is about. It is not a coalition. We are not even sharing power with NRM. We only agreed to cooperate so that DP can be involved in government to achieve 4 things, which DP believes in. National reconciliation. Ugandans must forgive one another. Ugandans must repent. 2, transition. For the first time, Ugandans must see government changing peacefully. 3, national dialogue. We must talk to each other. And 4, our constitution needs serious amendments. How do you appoint the Electoral Commission so that it is truly independent? Should we have term limits for a president? Does Uganda need an upper house so that you have the Kirashia, the parliament of the people? Then you have the Kasengeja, a senate up there. Do we need 529 members of parliament?
No.
Some of us propose that an MP should represent 150,000 people. We propose that we should change the electoral system to that of proportional representation. If we had proportional representation, NUP would have more than 100 MPs in that house. And NRM would have more MPs in Buganda than it has now. That's the beauty of proportional representation. No vote is wasted. If we had proportional representation, UPM would have had 5 MPs in 1980 based on the results. Therefore, there are serious issues at stake, not just Obwa Senkagale DP. There are people who think Obwa Senkagale DP is the most important issue. We are going to make public the cooperation agreement so that you can read it for yourselves. You'll find that it is no different from what has been in social media. The only difference is that it will now have signatures on every page. There are those who faked a cooperation agreement, even knowing that there was a legitimate one, for purposes of sowing hatred against Norbert Mao, particularly here in Buganda. They said Norbert Mao agreed with President Museveni that DP would never have branches in Buganda. Then what sort of party would we be? So, I invite DP leaders to be serious. Of course, those who do such things are not serious, and there's really nothing they can do, because they are so unserious that I even wish I could organize a seminar for them to educate them on how to fight within the party. It is okay to challenge a party. I did it in 2005 within the party constitution. Some of you may have forgotten. I wanted to be president of the party in 2005. We had a very chaotic election in Nambole. Candidates were being booed off the stage. They were not even being allowed to talk. Because there was a group saying anybody who supports Norbert Mao does not deserve to be on the National Executive Committee. But I know how to fight. And every fighter must have a base. I'm from the north of Uganda. Though my mother is from Isinjiro in the west, I was brought up by the woman I honor so much, Yudaya Namiro. And I studied here in this central region. So I organized the delegates from northern Uganda. Now that is how you fight. I could have called a press conference and insulted Dr. Sevana Kizito's mother, for instance, if I were like these useless people I'm talking about. I did not insult anybody's mother. Instead, I organized. So I called delegates from Karamoja, I called delegates from West Nile, Acholi and Lango. And I told them that this party needs saving because there are people who think the party does not belong to all Ugandans. This party belongs to all Ugandans because people who have died for this party come from all parts of Uganda. Therefore, we must rescue this party from parochial thinking. They asked me, what is your plan? And I told them, we must make a statement to the delegates. We must declare that we are not going to elect our regional vice president. We must also declare that we are not going to elect our regional representatives to the NEC. I put the question, do you agree? Said yes. So I went and announced. I said, Mr. Chairman, I have an announcement from our meeting, because you know in delegates conference the regions retreat to elect. So even if I hadn't called the meeting is part of the delegates conference. So I gave the report from our regional retreat. Said we regret that we are not going to give you names of our vice president. We also regret that we don't have any regional representatives to send to you, because we have grievances that time does not permit to discuss here. We wish to pledge our loyalty to Dr. Sevana Kizito and all the NEC members elected. We invite you to the north after you have settled down to come and listen to us, and at that meeting we shall elect our leaders. Thank you very much. A call descended on the delegates conference, because they were now wondering, now what do we do? People came to me, you must not do this, you are splitting the party. I said no, we are faithful members of the party and we are solidly behind Sevana Kizito. He's our president. In fact, I became his national campaign manager. Those who were insulting me in the delegates conference were supporting Kiza Besigye. They were never seen near Sevana Kizito. I appointed Honorable Mbide to be my deputy national campaign director for Sevana Kizito. They did not come to the north until 2008. It took them almost 3 years to settle down before they remembered that the north had issues. But we were patient. We never called any press conference. We never denounced anybody. We waited like disciplined people. So, when they came finally, we told them our issues, and we told them, where you are in Gulu, we have the grave of Alex Latim a few meters away. He is one of the 4 who remained faithful to DP when everybody abandoned DP in parliament. We told them you have the grave of Gino Bonyo. We told them you have Gaspar Oda nearby. We gave all the names of the leaders. So we said, this is a national party. You cannot reduce this party to the size of an individual. Thereafter, we elected our leaders. I was elected Vice President for Northern Uganda. And we served faithfully. I never knew that I even had a chance of becoming party president, because Dr. Sevana Kizito was the one with the big drum. But those who were supposed to be his heirs to inherit the drum started fighting. So I saw an opportunity. And I mobilized some friends and I said, there's a fight in the palace. Why don't we take some order there? After all, the leader has said he's not interested in continuing to lead. So we organized an alternative. That is the lesson that every DP should know. That to lead DP, you should not leave the compound. Stay inside the party. Fight from within the party. You cannot first leave the party, then want to lead it. You cannot fight the party, then come and claim you want to lead it. You can fight a leader. But because each time you humiliate DP, you also humiliate yourself. Each time you weaken DP, you also weaken yourself. The day after we signed the cooperation agreement, the members of parliament held a press conference. A handful of them, and they made what the Baganda call ebigambo ebikankanya, volcanic words, volcanic utterances. A young man called Issa Muwonge, fired up by the outrage of our MPs, went and got my portrait of the president of the party. And in the full glare of TV cameras, threw it down violently and stepped on it, broke the glass, got the picture and tore it to pieces. People came to me and said, "You are a minister, why don't you have that man arrested? Why don't you put his photo at the gate of parliament so that he is not allowed to enter parliament?" I told them no. This young man lives with the family of the late Secretary General Soboga. What will people say about Norbert Mao if I go to that level of fighting Issa? He got entangled in some deals with another MP. He was arrested. And that MP never helped him even to get bail. A few days ago, I was shocked when my secretary came to me and told me, "Minister, there is a one Issa Muwonge who wants to see you." And in my heart, as the grandson of Haji Sadi Chizito of Ruti, I said, "Takbir." Issa came and knelt down. I said, "Issa, don't kneel. Sit down and listen to me. I understand that you were incited. I understand that you were angry. But these MPs who incite you, I know where I find them." The other day I was in the office of the Prime Minister, and one of those MPs was there organizing to be facilitated. I'm not going to mention names. So, I want to assure you, give things time. Don't hurry. Our national legal advisor even wrote to the bank. There's a case in court against Norbert Mao. The party cannot spend money. Even the national treasurer wrote and said, I have been advised by the national legal advisor that I cannot now sign checks. My fellow leaders came to me, Mr. President, do something. Jayo mukono gwe chuma. I said, wait. So we sent the checks. Among the checks was the check for finishing payment for this house. And it is her account which we used to borrow the money. So I said, let's see whether she considers that important. So she signed. But she didn't sign the others. People said, Mr. President, do something. I said, wait. But I know people here. I can talk to the Governor Bank of Uganda. I could talk to them even before I became a minister, because I've been around. So I called the boss of the bank, and the bank said, rubbish. National legal advisor? Is there a minute of the party? We have your file which shows those who should sign. So I want to advise DPs, please fight intelligently. You see, there's a way of fighting stupidly. Then there's a way of fighting intelligently. I've told you how I fought intelligently in the delegates conference. I could have fought stupidly. If you have a cause against the cooperation agreement, you are within your rights to criticize it. One of the MPs even took the matter to Parliament, wanted Parliament to debate internal matters of our party. The Speaker said, the moment we open the door to discussing internal party matters, tomorrow NUP will be here, the next day NRM will be here, and the Parliament will just be discussing party matters. So they chased the whole thing. He did not stop there. He now wrote to the President of Uganda, praising his democratic credentials, saying, Mr. President, we know you are a real Democrat. Please tell Mao to resign from presidency of DP. But the person he's writing to is President of Uganda, who sits in cabinet. He's also leader of his party. And if I am elected President of Uganda, when the time comes, I will be President of the party and President of Uganda. There's no contradiction. So, we have a duty to explain what the cooperation agreement means. We have not entered the bus. We are in a convoy. We are in our vehicle called DP. It is green. We are moving in the same line with the NRM bus. But if the NRM goes in a direction we disagree with, I'll consult my leaders in our vehicle and say, what do you think? Then I just turn the steering, because our engine is on, the vehicle is okay. After all, it is a 1954 model. See model ya Taiwan.
Germany made.
It is made in Germany. So, this convoy is about national reconciliation, transition, constitutional reforms. In the NRM, they know the cost of losing power. That is why you heard Hajati here swearing that they are determined to hold on to it. Let me tell you, when you lose power, it's not a good experience. Ask Uhuru Kenyatta. Even our sister party in Germany, they lost power, the CDU. In Tanzania, they have decided that the ruling party should have opposition within it. So they have wings of Chama Cha Mapinduzi. So you can have Magufuli wing winning, but it's still CCM. You can have Mkapa wing winning. In the NRM also now you have Main Street, the main, but you also have now Back Street. The other day I saw the Back Street boys visiting the Main Street. Well, some of us are all over the place, but we are more in Back Street. But you know, Back Street can become Main Street if Main Street's customer service is poor. Main Street is like Kampala Road. Back Street is like Nkrumah Road. But if Kampala Road, the shopkeepers don't clean the front of their shop, they don't have attractive goods, their customer service is poor, then if Nkrumah has better customer service, better goods, and they clean their streets, then Back Street will become Main Street. It is as simple as that. Therefore, we are committed to talking to all our leaders who may have been misinformed about the cooperation agreement. I am not NRM. DP is not part of NRM. We are in a cooperation agreement on specific issues. The way you have East African Community, where these countries have agreed to form a cooperation. But when they are going to UN, Uganda goes with its flag. Kenya goes with its flag. But some people think that even in Parliament now, DP should sit with NRM. So we have a duty to explain this new thing, because it is something totally new in Uganda. President Ruto is also having a team. The Speaker of the Parliament of Kenya has his own party. It is Ford Kenya. And he was elected on the ticket of Ford Kenya. Even the senior cabinet secretary, Musalia Mudavadi, he belongs to his own party. Even Raila Odinga, his running mate, Martha Karua, is the leader of NAK Kenya. She has her own party. So, we have an opportunity to explain to Ugandans what to do, to understand this, because anything new, people fear it. So I want to assure leaders, as president of the party, we will continue to uphold the DP constitution. DP members must continue to express themselves freely, to criticize. You can choose to fight intelligently or stupidly. But my advice is that you are better off fighting intelligently within the organs of the party. To lead a country, you don't need 100%. You only need one vote on top of 50%. Joe Biden is there with a very narrow lead. Ruto is there leading with less than 200,000 votes. So sometimes you have a noisy majority. There was a day an MP came here to kick the gate. When he was arrested by police, he said, Mao has arrested me. I don't have that power. Why are you giving me powers I don't have? He was arrested because he was threatening violence. They go around saying that this headquarters is guarded by SFC. One day a woman came from our branch, found the gate open, she entered and said, Bangama nti aba SFC be bakuma wano baliwa. So why would we want to destroy our own party? If truly we love it, you go around speaking things which just make the party not to be marketable. And then you blame Mao. There are those who were not even happy when we bought this building. This is not my house. When we took over the leadership of the party, the bank accounts were even closed. We were tenants. Even the house we were trying to buy, a land on Chisosonkole Lane near the Lubiri,
They had not finished paying for it. We followed that title and got it. Now we have 3 land titles, 2 here and 1 there. We intend to build a guest house behind there to generate income. However much you hate Norbert Mao, at least love the party. I cannot force you to love me, but please love your party. They say if you don't like the look of your face in the mirror, you don't get a razor blade to cut your nose, that you don't like the shape of your nose. It is your nose anyway. DP therefore will remain a big tent party. This cooperation agreement ends with the term of this parliament unless we renegotiate. Therefore, it is not open-ended. There are other opportunities we have. For instance, now DP leaders are not seen as enemies. You know, this is Africa. The democracy is crude. Some of you don't understand that this is not America. And even in Britain, those days they would just cut off people's heads. If you are considered an enemy, they cut off your head. Now when you are DP, the other day Imam Makumbi called me and said, "Nalino mukolo ewakai wange isinjiro. Bulijonga nino kwegayirira abapolisi bajje bampa obukuumi. Naye olwaleero lwakubye ku ssimu DPC nambuuza mukolo gwa ddi. Nendabanga pickups 2 zisimbye wano. Bulijjo bansasuza sente, ku luno tebansabye na sente." Tubadde tuwota omukka naye kati tusembedde. You see, you only go with the smell of the smoke, but you are shivering, but you are smelling like you have been near a fire. We talked, 2 of us. On the day of signing, I told him, we went and signed. But before even I continued with the negotiation, I called the chairman of the DP Parliamentary Caucus, Peter Okot. I said, "Come with your members, 9 of you to Africana. I have something important." 4 of them came. I had already written the draft agreement to send to President Museveni. I gave my phone to Honorable Richard Lumu. He read the entire agreement. I was ashamed on his behalf, on behalf of his parents, on behalf of his clan. When he stood and told the TV, "Sirabanga kundagane yo." When I met him, I asked him, "Open your mouth. Do you have 2 tongues? One for speaking the truth, one for telling lies." So anyway, I am going to continue telling more. By the time I've finished touring Uganda, people will be very humble. People are going to be very humble in DP. I was even in Buikwe. The elders invited me. "Jango tunyonyole." Now that is how to talk to a leader. Leader, I know ovunanyizibwa okunyonyola bakulembera. Naye wosituka buli ku makyango ovoola omukulembeze, omuvuma, omumalamu n'akawoowo. Nakaji akanigusa kayize kati. So I'm telling you why I forgave Issa, because I know many of you have been misinformed. Some of you were told that I received 16 billion, that he got 2 billion. We even struggled to get Gerard Siranda elected to Iala. We had no money. Our treasurer refused to release money for his nomination. and I was heading to cabinet. I'm the one who had to send money. Now, what sort of DP person is that? What sort of... But anyway, we are here and we are in charge, and we'll sort things out with love, but with responsibility. Tetuja kunyiga. I'm a Christian. I know that I'm a leader of everybody, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I learned from my Bible. The first time, God was very annoyed. God was very annoyed with the people, and he decided to drown them. Biseera bya Noah. After saving Noah and a few people, they went back to sinning again. Then God said, the fire will come next time. Then they went to Sodom and Gomorrah, were even worse. God burnt down Sodom and Gomorrah until God decided to sacrifice himself through his son Jesus. And that changed us forever. Dear friends, sacrifice is stronger than punishment. As leaders, let's be the sacrifice. We shall change DP by being the sacrifice. That's why these days I am quiet.